And back on D, we've got Anderson and Green. Anderson here at the puck, sends it up to Sims. Sims trying to get to it through the neutral zone, gets rubbed off by the Comets. Puck goes back into the Comets zone, and they're going across the neutral zone. Green with it, sends it behind Anderson, who's in net. There's Hughes, up to Boswood. Boswood skates with it. Shot on goal, deflected into the corner. Carlson now onto the ice. And Berg over to Scott, taps it to Carlson. Intercepted by the Comets. And they're on the other way. There's going to be an icing call. And we'll bring it back down. 15:01 left in the first period. Carlson, Berg, and McGlasson out there with Atchison and Scott. Comets win it, send it around the boards. Scott's there to keep it in. Across to Atchison. Comets get it out of the zone. Scott's back there. Scott skates across center line, carries it into the zone. Scott drops it for Carlson. There's a shot. Goalie makes the save. And we're going to get a line change. Chase's line come out there. Chase is with Waldrop and Greenow today. And Damerel and Smith back on D. Greenow sends it back to Smith. Smith sends it along the boards. Greenow on the far side. Taps it to Chase. Chase gets tripped up. Penalty called. Going to be coming up here on the Comets. So with 14:15 in the first period, Team Alaska is going to go on their first power play. Starting off on the power play, we'll have Chase, Waldrop, Sims, with Hughes and Damerel back on D. Chase wins the draw. Hughes sends it behind the net. Sims is on it. Sims sends it back to Chase. Chase wins the battle there against the Comets. Back to Damerel. Damerel over to Chase. He fires it back to Damerel. Couldn't quite connect. Hughes has it now. He's going to send it along the back of the boards behind the Comet goalie. Over to Chase. Chase back up to Damerel. Back to Chase. Giving it back to Damerel. There's a shot and it's high. Couldn't tell if it was deflected or not, but 1:27 left in the power play for Team Alaska. 13:42 left in the first period. Team Alaska is going to keep the same lines out there. Chase wins it back to Damerel. Damerel fires a shot. Deflected by Waldrop. Goalie had good position, stopped the puck. Comets win that draw. Waldrop with good pressure, knocks him off the puck. Waldrop with it now, sends it back up to Damerel. Damerel back down to Chase. Back to Damerel. Shot saved by the goalie. Comets get the puck out of the zone. And they've got a man going by himself there. Shot saved by Anderson. Chase with it now. Chase is going to send it far across to Waldrop. Waldrop's met at the blue line. And the Comets get it out of the zone. 43 seconds left in the power play for Team Alaska. Line change coming up here now. Got Boswood and Berg coming out on the ice. Hughes having trouble with it along the boards. Berg picks it up. Carries across center ice, sends it over to Boswood. Tried to get it back to Berg. They couldn't connect. Here's McGlasson now. Over to Scott. Scott's going to carry it across into the Comets zone. Tried to get Boswood in the center. That bot deflected. Shot in. Boswood puck's bouncing around. Just gets wide. Puck goes up. There's Scott. That puck is saved. Berg with a good battle. It's tipped away by the Comets. They're going to get it out of the zone. No icing. Carlson now with it. Sends it across to Scott. Scott getting harassed by a Comets player. Comets are on full strength now. Power play is over. Carlson gets the puck away from the Comets. He's going to bring it into the neutral zone. Sends it up to Berg. Berg and Boswood. He leaves it for Carlson, and that's a shot and a goal by Carlson with the assist from Berg coming at 11:42 in the first period. It's 1-0 Team Alaska. So 1-0 Team Alaska at 11:25. We've got Chase's line out there. He's got Waldrop on his left and Greenow on his right. Anderson and Green back on defense as the Comets send it back and forth behind Anderson, who's in net for us today. Comets whiff on that shot. And here comes Chase with it. Chase with some steam. He's got one guy to beat, and the defenseman for the Comets pokes the puck away. And they break it out and send it deep. Green now back in the far quarter. Green beats his man, takes the puck. Tried to leave it, but his teammate fell down there. That's a shot that's wide. Comets keep it in the zone. Green going back to grab it. There's Green up to Greenow. Across, great pass to Waldrop. Waldrop tries to get a shot on. He's interfered with by one of the Comets defensemen. Comets can't clear it out of the zone. Here's Damerl. Greenow on it. Greenow leaves it for Hughes. Hughes gets tangled up with the Comets. Sully now coming in. They get the puck out and give it back away to Team Alaska. Smith sends it up. Sully harassing the Comets here. Sims. Boswood goes down and gives him support. They get the puck out to Smith, sends it across to Damerl. Damerl shot blocked, and here comes the Comets the other way. Smith trying to catch up. They get a shot off. It's off the post. Team Alaska got lucky there, and here's Hughes coming the other way. Hughes battling in the corner. Tries to get it up the boards to Damerl. Can't clear it. It's going to be icing with 9:20 left in the first period. 1-0 Team Alaska here in Game 2 of the tournament. Team Alaska wins the draw. Carlson now out there with Berg and McGlasson. He drops it down for Berg. Berg tried to get it to McGlasson. McGlasson was a little off balance there. Atchison comes down. Scott keeps it in. He's going to send it back down to Carlson. Carlson with it. Now Berg. Here's Atchison at the point. He tries a shot. It gets blocked by the Comets forward. Carlson now battling along the wall. Tries to dump it back down behind the Comets goalie, but it's taken away by the Comets, and they are heading the other way. Icing's waved off as it got tipped by one of the Comets forwards. Berg leaves it for Carlson. Here comes Carlson with some speed. Carlson tried to center it over to McGlasson. That puck got deflected. Carlson with a fortunate bounce. Again tries to center it. Puck is tipped away by the Comets, and they get it out of the zone. Everybody clears. .8:02 left in the first period. Team Alaska's up 1-0. There's Greenough now, back in the Team Alaska zone. Greenough up close. Had a fortunate bounce there. Sent the puck wide of the net. Comets turn it over. Here's Hughes. Hughes tried to get a shot up, just couldn't quite get it on his stick. Waldrop back to Hughes. Hughes just misses Greenough there. Good look. There's Hughes behind the net. Good pressure there. Good pass from Waldrop. Waldrop to Green. Green couldn't quite gather that pass, and the Comets get it out of the zone. Here's Anderson down on the far side. 7:04 left in the first period. Still 1-0 Team Alaska. Waldrop with it now. And the Comets are going to get it deep as they make a line change. Here's Green. Up to Greenough. Greenough gets it into the zone, but quickly tapped away. Anderson tries to get it deep, and it's caught by one of the Comets defender. Good harassment by Carlson there. Sims now with the puck. Back to Carlson. Carlson looked for Sims, but Sims had his head turned the other direction. Damrell sends it in. Sneaky shot there. Boswood. And Comets get it out of the zone. Smith is giving chase back on D. And with 6:05, it's going to be an icing call here in the first. So out there now, we've got Boswood, Carlson, and Sims. Damrell and Smith. Damrell sends it over to Smith. He tries to get it on net for a deflection. They weren't able to get a piece of it. Damrell tries to get it deep. That puck's intercepted. Here comes Comets the other way. Good stick by Smith. Knocks the puck away. Shot saved by Anderson. 5:42 left in the first period. Atchison sends it around the boards to McGlasson. McGlasson's going to send it all the way across, trying to hit Berg. Scott now with it. Again over to Berg. Berg carries it into the Comets zone. Berg still with it. Berg tried to get a pass across over to Carlson, but it hit off the Comets skate. There's Atchison now, puts it on net. It's deflected wide. Carlson up to Atchison, and again turned over, but Comets send it deep, and with 5 minutes left in the first period, it's going to be an icing call. We'll bring it back down into the Comets zone. Chase lining off, squaring off for the face-off here. Chase wins it. Back to Green. Green to Waldrop. Waldrop across to Greenough, who can't bury it. Great play there. Chase with a good takeaway. Chase still with it. Sends it over to Green out. Tipped, deflected, blocked by the goalie. Good positioning by the goalie there. Here's Anderson. Anderson's going to fire it on that. Deflected down. Almost went 6-hole, 5-hole, whatever it is. And here comes Green. Green up to Green out. Green out to Chase. Chase leaves it for Green out. Shots wide. Coming around the boards. And the Comets are coming the other direction. Smith's back there to defend. Takes it away from the Comets. And he's on his way through the neutral zone. Smith still with it. There's Waldrop. That shot's wide. .345 left in the first period. Team Alaska's up 1-0. Line change for the Comets. Here's Damrell. Damrell up to Chase. Couldn't quite connect. Taken away by the Comets, and they're coming now up out of their zone. Through the neutral zone. Good job by Boswood to knock the puck away. That puck deflects off the pad of Anderson. And here comes Hughes up to Boswood. Boswood now trying to get past the defender. Puck gets knocked away. Boswood still. Here's Smith. Tried to get it down low. Couldn't quite do it. Damrell now up to Hughes. Here's Smith with it. Smith. Shot. Saved by the goalie. Puck's loose, and that puck is tapped in on the rebound by Smith. With 2:52 left in the first period, that makes the score 2-0 here in the first. Carlson lines out there now with Atchison and Scott. Carlson wins it. McGlasson now over to Berg. He drops it for Carlson. Tried to get it back to Berg. Couldn't quite bury it. Scott now with it. Goes behind Anderson. Sends it up to Berg. And the Comets send it back into the zone. There's Atchison with it now. Atchison up to McGlasson. McGlasson skates it into the Comet zone. Lost control of the puck there. He gets taken down by McGlasson. Carlson and McGlasson now. Good job by Scott to keep the puck in. He sends it back behind the goalie. Carlson giving chase. Got McGlasson and Atchison over there on the near side boards. Puck squirts out of the zone and back to Scott. Scott has it now. He sends it up to Carlson, who skates it into the Comet zone. McGlasson, that shot's wide. Brings around the boards. Anderson is there to keep it in. He sends it down to Carlson. Carlson tried to hit a streaking McGlasson, but it was intercepted by the Comets, and they're going the other way. 1:20 left in the first period. Here comes Chase. Chase with some speed into the Comet zone. Tried to get past the Comet defender and couldn't. Good stick by Anderson to keep the puck in the zone. Chase now with it. Chase sends it up to Green. Green back to Chase. And that puck dribbles out. 47 seconds left in the first period. Green tried to get it out of the zone. Hit off the referee. Green's got it back again. Sends it over to Greeno. Greeno up to Waldrop. Waldrop brings it in. A shot saved. Rebound. Couldn't put it in the back of the net. Greeno keeps it in. Sends it over to Waldrop. Waldrop drops it back behind. It's taken away by the Comets. Delayed penalty coming up. It's going to be on the Team Alaska. Going to be a hooking call coming up with 13 seconds left in the first period. Team Alaska will go on the penalty kill. That hooking call was on Chase. So 13 seconds left in the first period. Team Alaska goes on the penalty kill. Comets win it. Sims is out there, along with Atchison and Boswood and Smith. Sims trying to get it out of the zone, can't do it. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it for the first period. So after one, it's 2-0 Team Alaska. All right, start of the second period. TA is on the penalty kill. Here's Atchison. Over to Anderson. Anderson tries to get it out of the zone. He can't clear it, and that puck is going to go up and out. 1:35 left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Boswood set to take the draw here. Atchison hits it across against the boards. They pin it up. Clock's ticking away. Comets punch it down behind the goal. There's Sims. Sims now with it. He gets it out. Sims still battling. Boswood now fires it back over to Sims. Sims is going to dump it and chase. 1 minute left in the penalty kill. Sims still with it. Sims, here's Sims. He's going to get a shot. Here come the Comets. They skate it in the zone and dump it back behind Anderson. Boswood with it. Good job by Atchison. Sims again. 36 seconds left. He's going to send it deep, and we'll get a line change here with 30 seconds left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Comets try to send a long pass, and that's going to be icing with 25 seconds left in the penalty kill. 14:37 left in the second period. So on the ice now we got Hughes, Smith, Green, and I think that's Greenow down on the other side. Yep, it is. Greenow sends it up to Green. Fortunately, it bounces over his stick. Comets can't get a shot off. Greenow now coming the other way. 12 seconds left in the penalty kill. Here's Hughes. Hughes skates it behind the Comets goalie. And Team Alaska is at full strength. Smith now sends it off the boards to Greenow. Greenow, nice pass, drop behind, shot saved. Good job by Carlson. Dropped it down to Hughes. Carlson again. Got tied up, puck was into his feet. Team Alaska tried to center it, but nobody was there. Here's Smith now. He's going to skate it into the zone. And Carlson with it now. He drops it up to McGlasson, who shoots it wide. Carlson still with it. Sends it back to Greenow, who sends it back to Carlson. Carlson still with it. And now Greenow sends it over to Damerl. Damerl with a shot saved. Carlson back to McGlasson. And the Comets get it out of the zone. Good job. Good stick by Damerl there. Scott now with the puck. He's going to skate it across center ice, loses control of it. But Team Alaska gets it back. Berg now. Berg with it. Berg leaves it for Carlson. Carlson got interfered with as he tried to get that shot off. Here's Damerl now. Damerl with a shot that's wide. McGlasson with the puck. He shoots high and out. With 12:22 left in the second period, it's 2-0 Team Alaska. Anderson tried to put a shot on net. It gets blocked by one of the defenders in front of the Comets goalie. And that's going to be an offside call. Chase, Greenow, and Waldrop out there with Anderson and Green. Chase wins it back to Green. Green gets it deep. Waldrop now with it. Waldrop sent a pass across to Greenow. Chase over to Green. Down to Waldrop. Waldrop tried to send it across. Anderson tried to get it back into the zone, but it was taken away by the Comets. They flip it up. And Anderson's going to control that puck with 11:41 here in the second period. So Hughes line out there with Atchison and Scott. Hughes wins it over to Scott. Hughes now has it, sends it over to Boswood. Boswood tried to get it back to Hughes. They couldn't quite connect. Here's Sims now. Sims skates behind the Comet goalie. Sims with it. Sends it back behind. Hughes now going to get it in the corner. Hughes down to Boswood. Boswood puts it on net. That puck's deflected in the corner. Sims battles for it in the corner, takes it away. Tried to get it over to Boswood, but it deflected off of a Comet skate. Sims Back down behind the goalie. Comets send it around, can't get it out. Atchison's there to keep it in. Atchison with it. Sims now. Up to Scott. Scott back down in the corner. 10:40 left in the second period. Here's Boswood. Boswood tried to get it to Berg. Scott taps it up. Battle for it. The center ice. Got Berg in there against two Comets. And now Scott with it. Scott's going to skate behind Anderson. Lets everybody regroup. Sends it off the boards to Berg. Berg gets it out of the zone. Scott again with the puck. He's going to skate it into the Comet zone. Here's Scott making some moves. Goes behind the goalie. Waiting for a line change. Scott's still with it. And now Smith. Smith through the neutral zone to Berg. Berg sends it over to Carlson. Leaves it for McGlasson. McGlasson back to Carlson. Good little play there, but couldn't get a shot on. Here's McGlasson. Centers it. Again, nobody there. Damrell now. Damrell weaves his way through to Berg. Shot, and that goal is going to go in. So 9-11. Team Alaska makes it 3-0. Looks like McGlasson might have got that goal off the rebound. Not entirely sure. Berg definitely shot it. Not sure if McGlasson got it on a rebound or not. Either way, there's going to be a point there for Berg. Just depends on who got the final goal. Chase's line's out there now, along with Damrell and Smith. Damrell, bouncing puck, knocked away by Chase. Greenough now gets it into the Comet zone. Taken away by the Comets. There's Greenough. Greenough up to Waldrop. Can't get a shot off. Chase now putting some pressure on the corner. Greenough goes for support, gets the puck out. Waldrop lost it. And here come the Comets the other way. Smith putting some good defense on. That puck's centered, but nobody's there. Good job of tying up the forward there. Eight minutes left in the second period. 8 minutes left in the second. Damrell catches it in the air. Long pass up to Waldrop. Waldrop slows up, waits for his teammate, drops it down for Chase. Chase skates around behind the goalie. Tried to get it back to Waldrop. Here come the Comets the other way. Comets shot, saved by Anderson. Good job by Anderson there. Graham sends it off the boards over to Boswood. Boswood leaves it for Sims. Sims with the shot. And that's a goal. Sims with a goal from Boswood and Anderson there with 7:12 left in the second period. Team Alaska makes it 4-0. Hughes and Anderson takes the puck away. Anderson's got it. Sends it over to Hughes. to Sims. Sims sends it in the corner. Sims over to Hughes. Trying to find Boswood. Passes a little bit ahead of him. Boswood takes it away from the Comets. Good stick by Boswood. He takes it away. Brings it back into the Comets zone. Careful, going to be a too many. Yep. Yeah, so with 6:24, they did get called for too many, so Team Alaska will go on the penalty kill here in the second period. Got Carlson and Berg up there with Atchison and Scott. Scott with the puck, sends it up to Berg. Scott went to grab that puck and missed it. He collects himself, grabs it again, sends it off the boards. Carlson tried to tip it, couldn't quite reach it. And Berg intercepts that, and he's on his way. Berg now, he's got Carlson on his right, tried to get him a pass. It was deflected by the Comets. Carlson picks it up, and that puck is tipped in by Berg. So a shorthanded goal, good work by Carlson and Berg, makes it 5-0. 5:49 in the second period. 1:25 left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Glasson and Waldrop now out there with Damerl and Smith. Damerl with the puck. He's going to skate it across center ice, carry it into the Comet zone. He fires a shot. It's high and wide. Comets now coming down with it. Comets trying to set up the power play. Here's a shot. Good job by Anderson. Had an open forward there in front of the net. Glasson with a good check. Gets the puck away from the Comets. Shot. It's wide. 44 seconds left in the penalty kill. Smith with a good grab in the air. Lost his footing though. And the Comets take it back in the zone. There's a shot. Deflected, and Anderson's going to cover it up. With 4:50 left in the second period, 26 seconds left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska as we get a line change here. Chase and Greeno out there with Anderson and Atchison. Good stick by Atchison up to Greeno. Greeno to Chase. Chase comes with it the other way. Chase, good moves. Chase with a shot. Deflected up and out by the goalie. 4:25 left in the second period. 11 seconds in the penalty kill. Anderson sends it over to Greeno. Greeno with it, up to Chase. Chase still has it. Puck knocked away by the Comets. And Atchison sends it back behind the goalie. Team Alaska's at full strength. 4:07 left in the second period. Anderson with it. Sends it over to Waldrop. Waldrop up to Chase. Chase back to Waldrop. Couldn't quite deflect that in. It went a little bit wide. Chase again with it. Drops it back to Green. Green tried to get it back to Chase, but it was deflected off the skate of the Comets. And they're coming the other way. Scott now. And we're going to have an offsides call. 3:40 left in the second period. It's 5-0 Team Alaska. Scott with the puck behind Anderson. Again, Scott. He sends it to Sims. Sims all the way across to Boswood. Boswood with it. Tried to get it over to Hughes, but it was intercepted. Comets get it out of the zone. 3 minutes left in the second period. Scott and Green back and forth. Green knocks down a bouncing puck. Green drops it down to Hughes. Over to Sims. Sims with a shot. Saved. Puck still loose. And covered up eventually by the Comets goalie with 2:42 left in the second period. Carlson line out there with Dameron and Smith. Carlson wins it, sends it back to Smith. He tried to get a shot through. It's stopped by the Comets. Berg now off the boards to Smith. Back to Berg. Behind the goal to Carlson. Carlson tried to get a shot off, but it was deflected wide. Smith down to McGlasson. McGlasson with it. Carlson now. Back to Berg. He drops it back for McGlasson. Puck flies high in the air. Carlson with it. Now McGlasson to Carlson. Down to Berg. Back out to Smith. Smith with a shot. It doesn't get through. McGlasson behind the net. Carlson now. Smith breaking. Good look by Carlson. And there's not going to be icing on this one as Dameron grabs it. He sends it up for McGlasson to Carlson. He lost the puck. Comets are coming the other way. They got numbers here. They couldn't connect, and Smith is able to get it over to the sideboards. 1:10 left in the second period. Here's Carlson. He whipped on a pass, couldn't get it out of the zone. Comets keep it back in. Smith sends it across the side. Dameron now behind Anderson. Dameron gets it up to Berg. Berg off the boards to Carlson. He gets checked on the boards, and that's going to be a penalty coming. With 45 seconds left in the second period, referee is going to call a penalty on the Comets. 2 minutes for roughing. So here's Green as Team Alaska looks to get the power play set up. Shot by Chase is blocked by the goalie. Comets get it out of the zone. Green again grabs it back in his own zone. Green to Chase. Chase with it. 25 seconds left in the period. Chase to Anderson. Anderson in the corner to Waldrop. Back behind the net to Greenow. Back to Waldrop. 8 seconds left. Greenow to Chase. 4 seconds. 2 seconds. And that's the end of the second period. The score is 5 Team Alaska, 0 Comets. Start of the third period here. Team Alaska will have a power play for 1:13. Sims up to Hughes. Sims along the boards. Here's Boswood with it. He sends it to Hughes, and that's covered up by the Comets goalie. 57 seconds left in the power play for Team Alaska. Hughes wins it. Well, didn't quite have as much oomph as I thought. He was trying to get it back to Scott, but it was taken by the Comets. That'll be icing. So we'll bring it back down in the Comet zone. Hughes with a good battle along the boards. Sims keeps it in. Sims drops it down to Boswood. Back to Sims. Up to the point for Scott. To Sims. Sims with it. Down to Boswood. Boswood still. Tried to get it up to Hughes. Goalie did a good job deflecting that. There's Scott now with it. Taps it up to Sims. Sims is going to fire it in. It's high and wide. Along the boards to Atchison. 5 seconds left in the power play for Team Alaska. Hughes with it now. Over to Scott. Scott. Shot. Save. Atchison keeps it in. Comets are full strength. Sims gets the puck knocked away. Comets can't clear it. Atchison sends it back deep. Scott keeps it in. Scott sends it over to Atchison. McGlasson in now. Sends it along the boards for Hughes. Hughes and Boswood. Boswood now. That puck gets knocked away. And it's out of the zone. Atchison now with it. Sends it over to Scott. Back to Atchison. Here's Carlson now. He skates it into the Comet zone. Smith goes back behind Anderson. Sends it back behind Anderson again to Damrell. And one more time back over to Smith. Smith up to McGlasson. McGlasson to Damrell. Damrell to Carlson. Carlson sends it over to McGlasson. McGlasson tried to get a shot off. Couldn't quite get there. Smith sends it over to Damrell. Damrell sends it in the corner. Here's Berg now. Carlson battling on the boards. He comes away with the puck. McGlasson centered it over to Berg. It went all the way through and up to the top. Berg now back to McGlasson to Carlson. And that's a beautiful play right there. Berg to McGlasson. And Carlson finishes it off for the 6th goal for Team Alaska. So that's Carlson from McGlasson and Berg at 12:51 in the 3rd period to make it 6-0. Here's Chase. Chase with it. Gives it over to Green. Green leaves it for Waldrop. Waldrop still with it. Down to Greenough. Greenough back to Waldrop, and that squeaks in. Good play by Waldrop and Greenough. They make it 7-0. $12:20 in the 3rd period. 7-0 Team Alaska. And we have a running clock now. So here's Greenough up to Chase. Green sends it over to Anderson. Anderson up to Greenough. Greenough with Waldrop with him. Leaves it down for Anderson. Anderson with a good shot. Blocked by the goalie. Chase, Waldrop, and Greenough now battling for it along the far side boards there. Still battling. Still battling. Puck comes up to Anderson. Anderson's going to get a shot off. Saved by the goalie. Comets get it out of the zone. Anderson fires it over to Greenough. Up to Chase. Chase still with it. Centers it, but nobody's home. And the Comets are coming the other way. Good job by Atchison to take that puck away. And here's Boswood. Off the skates of Waldrop. It's going to go into the Comet zone as the Team Alaska gets to complete their line change here. Sims now with the puck. Back to Scott. Over to Atchison. Atchison tried to hit Sims. Here he is. There's a shot. Saved by the Comets goalie. And with the running clock, we're at 2:39 in the 3rd period. So Hughes line out there with Atchison and Scott. Scott with it. Tries to get it deep, but it's blocked by the Comets. Scott with some good moves up to Sims. Sims tried to get it to Hughes, but the puck was bouncing. That shot saved by Anderson. Puck's out of the zone. Scott now with it. Off the boards to Sims. Boswood with it. And he's going to send it deep. Sims here. He's got it. Sends it down to Boswood. Boswood to Hughes. Great quick shot there. Goalie was in a good position. Here's Atchison. Atchison fires a shot that's deflected off the Comet stick up and over the goalie. Scott keeps it in. Here's Sims. Sims, shot. And 9 minutes left in the third period. 7-0 Team Alaska. Carlson line out there with Damrow and Smith. Smith sends it back behind the goalie. Berg with it. Comets get it out of the zone. Smith giving chase. He collects the puck. Sends it up to McGlasson. McGlasson now with it. McGlasson skating with some speed into the Comet zone. McGlasson up to Smith. And here come the Comets. 8 minutes left in the third period. Berg up to Carlson. Carlson tried to get it to McGlasson, but it was knocked away twice. Berg with it. Down to Carlson. Carlson, McGlasson. There's McGlasson again. Over to Carlson. Back to McGlasson. Couldn't quite get a shot off. Berg and Carlson now. Battling for it in the far corner. 7:27 left in the third period. Here's Berg. Now McGlasson. McGlasson. Backhand shot. Saved by the goalie. Carlson over to McGlasson in the air. Carlson still with it. Carlson. Comets struggling to get it out of the zone. Finally do. And here's Smith to Greenough. Greenough with a shot. Saved by the goalie. 6:20 left in the third period. Running clock. Team Alaska up 7-0. Chase, Greenough, and Waldrop out there with Anderson and Waldrop. There's Greenough. Greenough sends it back behind the goalie. Waldrop with it. And that's going to be icing. .550 left. Clock still running. Chase wins it. Greenough sends it back. Here's Waldrop. Good stick by Greenough. Over to Anderson. Anderson swings and misses on that pass. Chase now with it. Chase sends it over to Waldrop. A little bit too far ahead. Good idea. Waldrop still with it. Anderson fires it back in. Goalie sends it into the corner. 4:20 left in the third period. Green with it. And now Chase. Chase sends it into the Comet zone. Boswood now on the ice. Sends it up to Hughes. Here's Boswood. Back down to Hughes. And the goalie covers it. Good work by Boswood and Hughes there. Good opportunity. 3:50 left in the third period. Sims with it. Sims drops it down to Boswood. Boswood, good work against two Comets. Hughes now with it. Here's Scott. 3 minutes left in the third period. Scott up to Boswood. Quick tap to Hughes. Hughes carries it in. Tried to leave it for Scott, but the Comets deflected it away. Hughes. Here's Boswood now. Boswood with some good moves. Drops it back down to Sims. Sims with it. Sims sends it over to Hughes. .220 left in the third period. Carlson lines out there for what's likely the last shift of the game here. With a running clock and 2 minutes left. Damrell with it. Sends it down to Berg. That puck was bouncing on the red line, on the goal line for 3 or 4 bounces until it finally went in. Not exactly sure who's going to get that one, but either Berg or Carlson there, I guess. .130 left in the game. Here's Smith. Carlson now. Up to Damrell. Damrell fires a shot. It's saved by the goalie. 1:10 left. There's Damrell. Taken away by the Comets. And taken back away by Berg. Here he comes. Berg over to Carlson. Carlson tried to get down to McGlasson. .45 seconds. Here's Smith with the puck back in his own zone. Over to Damrell. Damrell with it. Damrell looking for Berg. A little bit behind him. Carlson now. 20 seconds. McGlasson. McGlasson still with it. Over to Greenough. Greenough. Up and over the goalie. 5 seconds. 2. Looks like they're going to count that goal. McGlasson there scores the 9th goal of the game. And that'll do her for Friday's slates of games. Team Alaska finishes with a 1-1 record in the tournament. They play tomorrow at 3:45 against Kenai. If they win that game, they should be in the crossovers. So we'll see everybody tomorrow.